Hey, Spuddies, PotatoMcWhiskey here, and welcome to Let's Play Civilization 6, where we have the Giga Bermuda game. Now, we are playing with a few mods, so I wanted to show you guys some of those mods, because you might want to check them out. There will be a link in the description to all of the mods, as a package, as well as some of them will be individual. So in terms of additional content, we go to mods. We've got quite a few things installed here, but the most important thing is, these are all my UI mods. There'll be like a package mod, like a mod collection to the Steam Workshop that'll show you all these UI mods. These are less important. I've covered these all before. The important mod here that we're actually doing is Terra Mirabilis, and this makes some pretty interesting changes to the natural wonders in the game. Most importantly, I think it lets Bermuda Triangle spawn a lot closer to land than would normally be allowed. And we're making use of that fact that the Bermuda Triangle can spawn closer to land to great effect because we have a capital start location where we spawned near the Bermuda Triangle. Now, just a little bit of extra background for this game. I loaded up a stream randomly, and I said, you know what? Let's hunt for some fun start locations. And I actually rolled 4 start locations. The first one was kind of a Ethiopia one. The second one was kind of a Inca one. The third one was this Greece game. And the fourth one was the India game. I actually don't remember all the settings that I used for this save, but that save will be linked in the Discord, and you can find a link to the Discord in the description of the video. That's all the shoutouts. Now let's actually play the game. So I think there's a few important considerations that we need to talk about here. First of all, the elephant in the room, or should I say the Bermuda Triangle in the room, is the fact that we have the Bermuda Triangle in our capital city. And not only is the Bermuda Triangle in our capital city, we have, within range of this city, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 workable Bermuda tiles for a total of 30 science. Now, there are some caveats there. Unfortunately, all Bermuda tiles always count as ocean. You can never have Bermuda on the coast. I think it can't spawn on coast tiles. And that has some important implications because certain city-states like Auckland, they don't affect ocean tiles. Things like lighthouses and shipyards, they don't affect ocean tiles. I don't think you can build fisheries on ocean tiles. So realistically, the most workable tile here in the early game is this 1 science or this 1 food 10 science one. These are slightly workable, but how we need to think of these are more like campus specialist slots rather than like really productive, useful tiles. Maybe like when we're rushing for key things, we'll want to work them, but they're not things we want to work all the time because there's no production and there's very little food on them. So that's something we'll have to kind of sidestep a little bit, and there'll be a little bit of micromanagement here. Now, we are also playing Greece, and I'll just quickly flick off my webcam. So we get an extra 5% science for every city, or extra 5% culture for every city-state we are citizen of. We get an extra wildcard slot in every government. We have access to the hoplite, which has plus 10 combat strength if there's at least one other hoplite adjacent to it. And we also have access to the Acropolis, which is a unique culture district that can only be placed on hills. It gives you an envoy when it's completed, and it gets plus 1 culture for each adjacent district and an additional plus 1 culture for each adjacent city center. And then it gets the regular standard theater square adjacencies. Now, the one unfortunate thing here in my capital is I don't have a hill adjacent to my city center, which would have given me an instantaneous +2 Acropolis, but you can see here, cannot be placed on grassland. It has to be placed on a hill. Now, that's kind of unfortunate, but if we take a moment to think about what my capital is going to be doing this game, it's probably going to be doing something like building a harbor, because we do have a lot of water tiles. And if we're building a harbor, then like Mausoleum is always an option. Mausoleum is always an option, and then we can put our Acropolis here. We could maybe go for something like what do you call this? The government plaza there. There's a +5, +4. And then we could just kind of maybe throw down a Diplo quarter. Man, we could kind of do something like that. This is how we could get like a relatively good capital. And all of this is like a relatively low production investment. These are not super expensive pieces of infrastructure. And this would give me a capital with, pretty reasonably strong tiles. The other thing is Mausoleum doesn't actually affect the Bermuda Triangle tiles. So that's something else we have to consider. It's a little bit unfortunate. We'll probably I'm thinking of doing like just trying to grow the city as much as possible. So I was thinking like maybe a bunch of fisheries would be really good. Just try to cram as much food in here as humanly possible. Have Magnus be established for that 20% growth bonus. Go for a tall game with the audience chamber for the +4 housing from governors. There's kind of a build coalescing in my mind that I want to do here. The other key piece of information here is that secret societies is actually activated in this particular game mode. So we do have access to things like the Hermetic Order. We have access to the Void Singers. We have access to the vampires, all that sort of stuff. And picking your first thing is going to be a lot of work. But I think this is the kind of setup that I would be looking to do in my capital. This will modify based on what we see in the game. So let me hide those pins, settle our capital. What was that? That was a 7-minute capital settle on the recording. That's probably one of the fastest ones I've done recently. Also, this is easily my favorite mod in the entire game, because what it lets you do is automatically delete map tacks when you place something with you place a map tack to build a mine, and then you build the mine, you can have it automatically delete the tack. So if I turn map tacks on now, the city center tack is automatically gone. So when I place my harbor, the harbor tack disappears, because that's how I use it. I use this to plan, and then I delete the tack, so I love that the mod developer put that in. I really, really love that mod. But I think generally we want to start with a scout. The scout is always the opener, in my opinion. This is a shuffle map, so we have no idea. This could be islands, it could be continents, there could be just little squiggly bits of land all interconnected. We have absolutely no idea. In terms of opening technology, we are coastal. How badly do we want to build her? If we're kind of taking a look at our early tiles here, I would like to get crabs online. I would like to get, harbors online. I'd like to get mines up. And I will be able to do all of that relatively well, thanks to the 10 science tile here that I can yoink fairly early into the game. So I kind of have the pick of the litter here. The real question is, are there any really early wonders that I want to snag here? So in my mind, what I'm thinking is we could actually just make a really effective celestial navigation rush this game, because normally that's like 200 science to get here, right? Astrology, sailing, plus celestial navigation itself is 120, so 220, but because we have this bad boy right here giving us 10 science, we can actually really effectively rush harbors this game and do some kind of harbor-based game. And then maybe we start thinking about fitting in commercial hubs, maybe we swap these two things. And then we've got an envoy game, we've got a diplomatic victory. I know I've done a diplomatic victory recently. We've got our options open with regards to how we want to do this game. I think this is kind of maybe a setup we could make work. I don't know if I'm going to be going for Stonehenge or a religion, but I do have the option to do so. And I really like that my scout and settler, or my scout and population, are growing at the exact same time here in 6 turns. So I have the option to go for a fast settler if I spot a really good settling location. Doing a little bit of scouting. My land I'm not spotting an immediately kind of jumping out to me kind of second city just yet. My land isn't terrible. It has decent mixture of food production and resources. I believe resources were on random, so we have no idea how much of anything there was. There's a boost for foreign trade, unless that was a continent. No, was not a continent. Honestly, that's one of the most depressing things to get from a tribal village, is a boost for foreign trade. 1,000-year flood has fertilized these tiles a little bit. Now this is a little bit more of an attractive settlement location. I definitely want to be coastal a lot this game, I think. If I'm doing some sort of harbor rush, it's probably a reasonable thing. Now we've got our scout out, and we've got 5 turns until we hit astrology. We don't have amazing tiles in our capital. We do have this nice banana that I could buy in a few turns. It's a 3 food, 2 production tile. That's really going to carry our capital. And we do have a 2 food, 1 production, 1 culture tile. So we're off to a pretty damn good start. I don't think a builder matters here. I have nothing unlocked that I can improve. I think a settler would maybe open the game up a little bit for me. A scout could change things. Monument is okay. I think we go settler here. The risk to going settler second is relatively low. Hello, Elza Minerva. That's a perfect opener here. We could theoretically go for Elza Minerva here, get that extra economic policy card slot. Next turn, smash out a really, really strong early game. Elves of Minerva is super high power, especially in conjunction with someone like Pericles, who can generate envoys at will with the Acropolis. Man, do we go for the Elves of Minerva? Because here's my arguments, okay? We haven't found... I feel like Elves of Minerva and Hermetic Order are kind of like semi-equally valid here for me. Elves of Minerva, I like them because here's my thought process. We're already kind of planning a coastal game with harbors, so that means trade routes. We already have a civ that benefits really strongly from envoys, Greece. So I feel like Elves of Minerva is like the natural progression here. Plus, has anyone ever just wanted to be able to plug in all 4 cards? You know, the second you get a government, you can just be like, yeah, you know what? I want them all. Plug them all in, baby. I'm plugging them all in. I got all the cards plugged in. Now, if you don't remember what Elves of Minerva do, the first promotion is that it gives you +1 economic policy card slot, so you could put another economic policy card in. It also gives you +1 envoy every time you send a trade route to a city-state. A very, very powerful pair of abilities that not only gives you a really strong early game, but also gives you really good control of the city-states in the game, allowing you to take control of them for the benefits in terms of diplomatic favor, as well as just the raw outputs that they add to your buildings and your science and stuff like that, as well as actually having suzerainty of them. I'm trying to think, do I want to open foreign trade or craftsman here? There is a part of me that says I should probably... here's the thing. Am I rushing harbors or am I rushing diplomatic quarters? Because if I'm rushing harbors, I should probably go foreign trade into early empire and spam out settlers and then maybe try to settle cities like relatively far apart. I don't know exactly what I'm going to do just yet. So I think opening foreign trade that I've already boosted is like a safer opening move. There's another tribal village. Beautiful. I'm going to make sure I turn off the scout or the builder lens when I get a builder. And there's Taruga. We also crammed the map with 16 city-states, which is 2 city-states per player. So Taruga is another really, really cool one. But we were not the first to meet them. Interesting. So they've already met another player. Yoink that. And we got a free builder and access to the Void Singers. I don't have a use for this builder right now, which is a little bit unfortunate, but it is nice that I don't have to build a builder. And that opens up the possibility to boost craftsmanship. I will soon have enough money to buy this tile. We have access to astrology, so if we wanted to, we could throw down a holy site. I don't think Greece is a holy site kind of civ. Let me think about this one. I feel like holy sites, you have to really get benefit from them. And it really just eats up your early game tempo to go for a holy site, in my opinion. Like, it really just gobbles up that tempo. I didn't know Bermuda Triangle could spawn so close to the coast. I'm using a mod called Terra Mirabilis, which allows Bermuda Triangle to spawn a tile close to the coastline. Under normal circumstances, I don't believe it can actually spawn that close. Oh, and I think I also have barbarians turned off. One thing that I found is that the AI tends to be a little bit harder to beat if there's no barbs on the map, because they don't struggle and their military can instead be used against other players in city-states. We have met 2 people. We found Matotopila exchanging information of capitals. Very cool. So it looks like our friend Mongolia here, Kublai Khan, he started with Matotopila in his capital. So we are playing with legendary start modes with extra natural wonders. So there's a high probability that most players have a natural wonder inside their first city or second city. Tyre, on the other hand, just looks like a kind of a boring canal city with a reef and a couple of farms. Isn't too bad. Now, the real question is here, do I spend my precious, precious money on sending delegations to these 2 players, or do I go ahead and buy this 3 food 2 production tile? It's a really difficult choice that I'm going to have to just like defer to the fact that diplomacy, you know what? Diplomacy? The schmomacy. You know what? I would rather just have a stronger empire than be friends. Who among us would make a different decision? It's the greediest play possible, and that's exactly why I'm doing it. Yep, she already hates me and she's coming to kill me. These are the consequences of my actions. I fully accept them, and I hope that I survive. It's entirely possible that Dido has a horde of biremes and warriors coming towards me and is going to murder me in my sleep without any resistance, because I'm building a settler on turn 19 instead of anything resembling a military unit. So, I mean, like, this is the hubris game. I mean, but here's the thing. You get Bermuda Triangle in your capital city. I would be remiss. It would be remit or whatever the word is. It would be wrong of me to not just go greedy. Why would I not just go all in on you know, being the greediest player imaginable? Just came in. What did Potato do that was greedy and pissed off Dido? I exist in her general vicinity. Now we can buy this 10 science tile soon, which means we can get Celestial Navigation and place our harbors like uber early. Yeah. I think we're going for early Empire, nice and early here. So we'll make our way towards that. We have a trade route available. Something to think about. Yoink that, plus 1 new population. Not my favorite thing. We will be able to buy more tiles. I need to start thinking about unlocking plantations. Warrior comes back. I think it's time for the builder to come back and improve the crabs. Scout is doing an okay job, having a little look around. I think Cahokia might not be long for this world. They know where my capital is, so they might be coming for me. Who knows? I feel like the safe thing to do here is to maybe get myself like a galley to get my city combat strength up. Galleys have 30 melee strength, so they give your cities pretty. You get a galley, your cities are pretty tanky. But that's not the kind of player I am. I feel like the Chad move here, right? The incredibly toxic online internet personality thing to do here is to get another settler. The fun thing to do is to maybe get a trader. But I think there's only a certain amount of greed that you can get away with here. That's the problem I have. There's only a certain amount of greed you can get away with here. I could go monument. Monument is pretty valuable. I think I might go a second settler and just be greedy. I need to start thinking about how I'm planning this empire though. I definitely want to settle quite a few cities coastally. Like, I don't even know if I have a connection to Dido, so I don't even know if she can come get me. And I have a warrior heading that way to scout her out. I know there's no barbs coming, so I can be greedy. The question is, where is the settler going? Am I forward settling Mongolia? Like on the truffles? Am I going on truffles? On truffles is interesting because it does open up the possibility of a canal later. Does this kind of like screw any of my cities? No, I can get a city on freshwater there. It's not a bad one. It does kind of screw my capital out of 1 fishery tile, but that's not the end of the world. The capital has potentially a lot of fishery tiles. I think maybe settling here, maybe on truffles is a bit of a weird one. This also leaves me vulnerable potentially to Dido's biremes. It is only a 1 tile vulnerability. 1, 2, 3. I think I won't settle on cattle. There's just not enough good land around here to make that work. Potentially a gap closer city or like blocker city here. Could maybe settle on the stone or near the stone. Could settle right there. That's kind of cool. We could do another canal. We start connecting up all these oceans. I'm thinking this might be a good opener. I don't think anyone's going to settle to my north because there's like just tundra over here. Unless Dido like settles directly west and this land is connected to her, which I somehow doubt. I mean, there might be like a 1 tile wide land connection here and I can block that with a single warrior. So in terms of where's my second city, I think I settle on truffles here. It's a long walk, but it's a strong walk, right? We end up with truffles. That's 3 gold per turn, as well as a luxury we can sell to the AI. A city that's got 2 tiles inside its borders, a relatively good harbor that it can immediately begin. You know what? You've got a point. I probably am dead if I don't play less greedy. But here's the thing. There's 2 ways, okay, to live. You can burn the candle at one end, or you can toss that thing into a furnace and just get it melting, okay? That's how I like to be, okay? So we've got the crabs online. That's a 2 food, 3 gold tile. Not the most amazing tile, but it is good for value. I'll probably work it for a while I wait for this fire to burn away. The fire is really hurting my city. We're losing pop in here. We will get better tiles in the future, but it actually completely crapped on my settler production, which I'm not happy about. So there is a 1 tile gap here that Dido can come get me through. I'm pretty sure as long as I park a unit on this tile, she cannot get me. I'm completely safe. We settle the truffles. Boom. We destroy the rainforest. And now we head over here to our quick deals mod, grab ourselves some pigs, and he'll pay me 6 gold per turn. Thank you very, very much. City is continuing to burn down. It's got no population. Unfortunate. Very, very unfortunate. Big money swing this turn. We're up to 14.7 gold per turn. And I guess I'll put a turn into a monument while I wait for that. Now, in terms of Mycenae, what do I want to do in the city of Mycenae? I could go ahead and start making friends with Cahokia using a trade route. I am going to be going for a lot of harbors and stuff like that. So maybe if I get an early trader, I feel like monument rushes here in my first 3 cities are going to be key to me like establishing myself into the game. The fires have ended. So it's not so bad now. We can come into the city. We can say hi. We can put the settler back on. 9 turns from now, we'll have 2 cities cranking out. Harbors, is this a PotatoMcWhiskey Civ 6 game? You bet your bottom dollar it is. So I think now that I think we have to keep working these 2 tiles, but once we get to 3 pop, we buy this tile and we work it. But absolutely, my capital just got a serious upgrade, which I'm happy about. That is a nice amber tile. 3 food, 2 production, 3 food, 2 production. Well, you know, it's unupgraded as well. It can still be improved. We could put an improvement on it. We could maybe chop the jungle. There's a lot of possibilities here. We actually, I think we just won the game. Because now we have 3 food, 2 production tiles across our city. My God. I think we won. Looks like somebody built the pyramids. Unfortunate, I didn't have any desert within range of my capital to grab it. I would love to improve a second coastal resource. Maybe I can get over there. Oh God, she has a way to get to my city. So we may die here. I'm going to commit to the settler, like I said I would. But she has a way to get to me. Not good. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. In terms of Pantheon, is it a PotatoMcWhiskey game if I don't go for harbors and fishboat Pantheon? Like, really? I'm a one-note band, okay? I have one song, and it's harbors and fishboat Pantheon. Every time. I need to take something else. What about religious idols? I have 1 amber. Not that many sea resources, though. I mean, 1, 2... I'm going for harbors. Oh, God damn it. I just take my Pantheon. God damn it. I have 1 song, okay? I have 1 hit wonder, and it's harbors and God of the Sea. It's the only thing I know how to play. I play it near every game. Oh, we got kicked out of his borders. Well, man, he's got the holy sites and Stonehenge. Oh my God, the AI is just crazy. He's enforced his borders. Simon Bolivar. Ooh, maybe I should have vetoed that guy. When I did start this game, I vetoed some of the civs here. So let's go ahead and forward settle Dido. Yeah, that won't cause issues for me. That'll absolutely just end up in benefits. 100%. There's no way that ends up poorly for me. You know what? You're getting auto-explored, Scout. I have no use for you. So I have no military. Now, some people might look at that and say, Potato, you have no military. You're in a bad way. However, my game crashed. So that's a benefit. Hey, we game crashed. We'll be back. All right, we had a little bit of a crash. It's still good. It's still good. We'll be fine. All right, nothing bad ever happened. We'll be fine. It's objectively fine. Demonstrably and objectively fine. Let's go ahead and... Oh, I meant to switch away from Celestial Navigation. The game crash totally threw me off. I'd meant to switch away here. It's fine. We're just going to buy the fish tile and improve it and immediately get Celestial Navigation. And then we can come in and we can place our harbor. Boom. We're not going to quite build a harbor just yet, but we are rushing harbors this game, I think. I think this is the harbor rush game. I feel it in my bones. I feel it deep in my bones that this is the harbor rush game. I don't know if fisheries are going to happen in the city. Maybe. Okay, so we have Celestial. We already have harbors unlocked, which is incredible this early. Thanks to the 10 science tile that we never worked. What? We not working the science tile? How do we get so fast? Oh, we're 2-turning pottery? Woo! Woo! Yeah, baby. Let's 2-turn some text. Let's open up the map. Ooh, wait. Horses. I don't want horses. Ooh, fish and chips, Pantheon. I like it. Fish and chips. Hell yeah. That's the play. I think I would like to get animal husbandry first because there is a copy of honey over here that I'd like to get online. If I can get that honey online, that's another luxury I can sell to the AI. I'm just kind of blocking this tile because I think the AI has violence on its mind in the future. Perhaps I could forward settle them even more. What if I were to go further? Is such a thing even legal? No, but I'm going to do it anyway. Ooh, whoa, hello. Campus of the year. Jesus Christ. Look at that bad boy. +4? Who did I meet? Another scientific city. I think I'm being forced into a science game. It feels forced now. It feels forced like I have to go for science. There's 3 scientific city-states that I can trade with within range of my empire. There's animal husbandry. Now, if I found horses, rest in peace, our commercial hub. That is very unfortunate. But it was only one horse. That's unfortunate. Nothing you can do about that. Sometimes you got to gamble. It's going to be a very nice horse, though. Our commercial hub will have to go here instead. It'll be a little bit worse, but that's okay. It's all right. Listen, sometimes you click on horse tech and you roll that dice and it just comes up, nothing for you. We do have the option of going free inquiry, pen, brush, and voice, and monumentality. I feel like free inquiry is one of the best ones you can do. We don't have the production to support monumentality. We don't have the inspirations to support pen. I feel like free inquiry is my best one because I can get like a ton of these inspirations, like farm a resource, kill a unit with a slinger. Like some of these I can crack out pretty easily. My science is insane. I'm 1-turning or 2-turning techs. Let's just do some easy stuff. I think I need to like get off the science train soon because I think it's a bit like you when someone slams on the accelerator in the car and you're not ready. I'm getting whiplash here. It's going a little bit too quick. I don't actually need discipline this game. I could plug in settler production. Like why not? There's not a reason not to. I don't think I need God King anymore because I don't need faith. I could make buying tiles cheaper. This might smooth out my early game a little bit. I don't think I need to actually get settler production. I'll plug in settler production for now. Let's rush state workforce. We have access to a new governor. I'm feeling like Magnus Opener here would help us a lot in terms of getting out those first wave of settlers because like in my capital in particular, like there's a bunch of like chop, chop, chop. And then these are still like okay tiles. Like I could chop, 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 get like 1 or 2 settlers out a little bit sooner. And all I'm really giving up is food, which, long term isn't like ideal in any, analysis of the universe. It's like an opening move, though, that we have available to us. I don't think we actually really want to do many internal trade routes. So maybe Magnus isn't the play. Maybe Reyna's the play. Rain is a weird opener, but it's a play. It's a play that you can do. Hear me out. What if I buy a trader and go Reyna first and just get really, really, really strong trade routes super early and just trade with everyone from my capital? It's a nutty idea, but I think it could work. Let's listen. I'm doing a lot of stuff that I do all the time. Let's go Reyna first. We never do Reyna first. Let's make it work, okay? Trader, Reyna, boom. We're off to the races. We're off to the Reynuses. That sounded actually wrong. The Reynusy? No, stop. Delete. Oh God, why did I say that? Okay, let's just get back on track here. Where are we settling? I think we're settling here, and we're harboring. We have access to fish. We have access to crabs. We've got all sorts of fish boat stuff. Is this where I want to settle this city? That's the real question. It's on fresh water and it's coastal. Potential for another canal. And hear me out. If there's a potential for a canal, there's a potential for an industrial zone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It's out of range of Spettercast. If it's out of range of Spettercast, it's out of range of this one. What if we switched sides though? Hear me out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now it's in range. We can hit all of our cities with an industrial zone. And hey-oh. What if we did an aqueduct? Now we've got a +5 IZ, center of the empire, and this city, not exactly a slouch when it comes to hills and mines. You know what? Why don't we just pop a Ruhr Valley down there later on as well? Pop a Ruhr Valley down there, okay? Things to think about. That's the city designed. For sure, we want to put an Acropolis next to the city like there-ish. How are you feeling? Look at this potential here on this city. Why not? All right, I don't see an argument against it. I like this city design. It's only got 1, 2, 3. It's got a lot of districts. It's going to be hard. It's going to be a long term building the city. I'm liking this. I'm liking it. I'm loving it. I think we're rushing monuments here, and we're praying that we can just somehow avoid being murdered. Like I don't actually have a plan for how I'm going to survive. I'm just like I'm assuming that I won't die, which is probably not a good move. We're going to go fast harbors this game. I think we're going fast harbors. We're going triple fast harbor because we have science, so we can go. If we go super hard into gold, we can maybe do some really interesting things. If we go super hard into gold, trade route. This one's going to be with Cahokia. I would like it for it to be over the water, actually, but that's not available for Cahokia, so I will trade with Cahokia because having a road over there might not be bad. Fast harbor is a really interesting one, I think, because if you go fast harbor, you get fast trade routes. And if you get fast trade routes, you get a lot of gold early. If you get a lot of gold early, especially as Greece with the secret society here, Alzum and Nerva, you could do really interesting things with envoys and city-state control, and people attack you and city-states are defending you. I think we need to pump the brakes on the science here. I know that sounds crazy, but we're just going to pump the brakes a little bit, grow this city for 5 turns, because we're actually going a little bit too fast. We're not hitting any of the, what's the word? Oh my God, what the hell are these things at the bottom of technologies? I've played this game as my job for 6 years, and I forgot what Eurekas are called. Listen, this is just the human brain in action. All right, let's have a, can we optimize our cities here with some gold or moving around? I think 3 food, 1 production is really, really good. 3 food, 1 production is also really good. This city's going to grow super fast. So this 16 turns is actually a lot lower because this city is actually growing twice as fast as a normal city. Normal cities grow about 2 food per turn. This one's at 4 food surplus, which means it's growing twice as fast because it's about the relative amount of surplus. This city's up to 6 surplus. This city is absolutely charging. And you know what? I'm okay with it. You go ahead and charge. Maybe Magnus might not be bad in here. Preserve some of that food. Although you never know. Let's go ahead and pick up mysticism. We'll delay state workforce slightly just so we can get harbors out. Get that first harbor out. And that'll boost state workforce, which will theoretically get us a little bit of extra culture. We're going for a 3-city opener into harbors. And then we're going to start working that Bermuda. Okay, Buddhism. I guess we're Buddhist now. Hello, friend. I also follow Buddhism. Please bring your religion to me. What does this religion do? Shrines and temples provide culture equal to their intrinsic faith output. Really good belief. And then meeting houses and holy sites get +1 from Tundra. Okay, this is an okay religion. Actually, surprisingly competent religion from the AI. So let's think about our next goal as a player. We're never doing bronze working, so we can research bronze working. It would be good to get hoplites in case we wanted to go for a golden age. A golden age here wouldn't be bad, especially if we can get our gold up. Let's go ahead and pick up bronze working and currency. Now let's think about the inspirations we want to get. Because we would like to get, if I could get a golden age here, I need to get, man, that's a lot of era score I need to get. Maybe we just power through and ignore golden ages. Do we just power? I think we just power. Who asked about golden ages? We just power hard. Okay, there's mysticism. If we want to go for a preserve at some point this game, the option is now available. I'm sitting on an envoy. I think it might be good to send an envoy to Anshan. I won't be able to make friends with them. This is a science game. I'm sorry. I had planned to do some like weird Greece culture stuff, and we are going to do culture, but this is 100% a science game. We're about to finish our first harbor, which is really, really exciting. Progress towards state workforce is advanced. Now we're going to hit this on a really good timing. Do I go for the lighthouse here? Now hear me out. The harbor by itself is a building that gives me 3 gold per turn. That feels really weak compared to an extra 2 gold +1 food on all coast tiles and an extra bunch of housing in a city that's growing insanely quickly. It'll take me 11 turns to build this. It'll give me +3 housing, +2 gold, and +1 food per coast tile. This harbor, as well as an access to a trade route, this harbor feels like insane for me to rush. Yeah, I think we're rushing lighthouses this game, I think is the play. We get 3 lighthouses out super early, and that's a game changer right there. Let's get this harbor down. Pretty sure that's the one I wanted to place. Yep. And then we can go for political philosophy and then maybe start thinking about expanding and doing our government. You know what? Why don't we just go Harbor Master on Reina? Let's go all gold, baby. Let's go straight to tax collector and contractor. Oh my God, I've never done an early contractor game, but this might be the game to do it. This might be the game to do an early Look how much gold I'm making. Look at the potential here for this empire to do an early contractor build. Now the question is it worth it for me to give up more amenities by selling my honey for 11 gold per turn? And you know what? I sold my soul to the devil. I'll sell my honey to the Colombians, all right? It's gone. Scout with the warrior. This warrior is literally like, imagine like, you remember when that giant tanker got stuck in the Suez Canal, okay? And there was a little crane with a bucket just shoveling sand out from the side, okay? This is the crane, okay? If Dido comes for me, this is like the only thing standing between me and immediately losing. Okay? I am the evergreen and I'm stuck in a canal of my own greed. And this is the thing that's going to get me out of it. So this warrior stays right here and is never getting moved. This is literally the 300 warriors, okay? This is the thin end of any old wedge that's protecting me. I would actually like to buy a scout here. I have the gold. I think I can get away with buying a scout just to kind of like figure out a little bit of extra land over here. Imagine 2 archers behind him. The 2 archers behind him, that would be not greedy. We can't be not greedy. We have to play as greedily as inhumanly possible in order to exist in the world. Okay, though. I think after 56 turns and an incredible start, that's going to be the end of this episode. I love you all very much, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye.